I check on this for every Merchant Center feed I touch. The green approved check mark and an actual shopping impression are two completely separate events, and the dashboard never tells you which one you're looking at. Approved only means the feed passed Google structured data and policy checks, not that a shopper ever saw the listing, and there's no diagnostics category in Merchant Center for that gap at all. Now, inside one market, the failure sits entirely inside the feed's own text, so duplicate descriptions copied across variants and titles that are nothing but a SKU string. And both of those trip zero policy violations because a SKU string title is just as valid to Google's checks as a fully descriptive one. In Product Rise's published case study, which is the one I'm about to walk through, about 20% of the titles were bare SKU strings with no product information at all. So that leaves Google's matching systems nothing to connect a search to. The case that grounds this is a 4,000 product baby products catalog, tracked by Product Rise across roughly 100 keywords. Every listing was fully approved, and the catalog still sat at just about 5% share of voice. That's the eligible not distributed gap in miniature, where you get full approval and almost no visibility. What Product Rise did was rewrite all 4,000 titles and descriptions and load the result as a supplemental feed, which is a separate file overriding just those fields without touching the primary feed. And within about a month, clicks were up roughly 90%, and share of voice climbed from 5% to 16% on the same keyword set. Now, that's the vendor's own reported result on one customer's catalog, so not an independent benchmark. But as far as the cross-market version of this gap goes, it opened wider in July when Google added shopping ads and free listings to 14 new countries, including Bulgaria, Croatia, Estonia, and Malta. Merchant Center marks a product eligible the moment your feed targets a new country, and eligible does not mean the shipping, tax, and language attributes that country requires have actually been filled in. Google's own documentation sets shipping and tax as flat per country requirements and warns separately that a language mismatch limits performance. Tying a specific missing attribute to a specific lost impression is my own read of how the mechanism works, so still short of an audit against real impression data. If I were auditing your feed right now, this is the sequence I would run because Merchant Center's diagnostics screen won't run it for you. First, count how many approved SKUs carry duplicate descriptions or bare non-descriptive titles. And second, for every target country, count how many required shipping, tax, and language attributes are actually populated, so not defaulted and not left blank. The eligible not distributed gap only closes when the feed's own data improves, the text inside one market, and then the attributes across markets. It never closes because the approval dashboard turns green, since that dashboard was never measuring distribution at all. The full breakdown, sources included, is on the site at the link below. And have you ever actually left Merchant Center to go check Search Console shopping performance filter after seeing a clean approval status? Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.